for this meeting of the East Kilbride Area Committee held on the 3rd of February 2026. Councillor John Anderson is not present. Councillors Archie Buchanan and Matthew Buchanan are present. Councillor Jerry Gondry is not present. Councillor Margaret Cooper is not present. Councillor Mike Equity is not present. The following members are present: Councillors Joe Fagan, Grant Ferguson and Grant Ferguson Miller. Councillor Elise Frame is not present. Councillors Jerry Hay and Susan Kerr are both present. Councillor Hugh MacDonald is not present. Councillors Elaine McDougall, Catherine Robb and Graham Scott are present. Councillor David Watson is not present. And Councillor Christy Williams is present. Thank you, and I'll pass you back to the chair.
Declaration of interest. Declaration of interest.
Councillor Robb.
Oh, thank you. One declaration of interest and one transparency statement. Declaration of interest on the Allers allotment application further on in the agenda. I have an allotment there, so I think I better declare an interest for that one and step out. IT challenge, I know. And the second one, for the Hunter Primary one, my son is a school pupil at Hunter Primary. So it's just a transparency one.
Thank you.
Item 2 is minutes of the previous meeting, page 98. Move the minutes. That's for a second. Sure was. That's for a second now.
I can second them if you want.
Sorry, so can I.
Thanks for that. Items for noting. The South Park Primary School inspector of the board for South Park nursery policy. That's I'll hand over to Leanne Kelly and Ron Donaldson to the head teacher to speak to the board.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, councillors. My name is Leanne Kelly and I am the Quality Link Officer for South Park Primary School, and I'm pleased to be here today with the acting head teacher, Mrs. Yvonne Donaldson. The purpose of this report is to advise the outcome of the inspection of South Park Primary School and nursery class by HMIE and the care inspectorates. South Park Primary School nursery class is a non-denominational co-educational school situated in Murray, East Kilbride, and it serves local children from 2 years through to 12 years from Green Hills, Westwood and Murray areas of the town. There are 7 mainstream classes from primary 1 to primary 7, with an average roll of 180 children, and a 2 to 5-year-old nursery class with space for 40 children. The school has an acting head teacher, a principal teacher and then class teachers. We've got a nursery team leader, 7 early years workers and 1 early years support worker. In November 2025, South Park Primary School and Nursery class was the focus of a short model inspection by His Majesty's inspectors, and included in the committee report is a summary evaluation of their findings in relation to Scottish Education's National Quality Framework, How Good Is Our School 4th edition. Those areas were learning, teaching and assessment, and raising attainment and achievement. At the same time, the nursery was the focus of a new joint inspection by HMIE and the Care Inspectorate. And paragraph 5.1 of the committee report takes us through the areas of the nursery's work that were evaluated using the new National Quality Improvement Framework for the early learning and childcare sectors, only launched in 2025. During the 3 days in the school, inspectors observed classes, they spoke with groups of pupils and staff, and they met with parents and members of the local community. The inspection report for South Park Primary School Nursery was published in January 2026. The outcomes noted are inspectors evaluated the school's learning, teaching and assessment provision as very good, and their raising attainment and achievement as good. Key findings of the nursery inspection are noted in paragraph 5.2 of the report, and the inspectors evaluated the nursery as very good for staff skills, knowledge, values and deployment, very good for learning, teaching and assessment, good for nurturing, care and support, and very good for children's progress. It's highlighted in the summary report some of the combined key strengths of the school and nursery class are summarised as being the positive, caring, nurturing relationships between the children and staff across the school, and that children learn in a welcoming and inclusive learning community, that all teachers are committed to making improvements to their practice through high quality and ongoing professional development, the teachers who have strengthened their approaches to evaluating the quality of children's learning, and that they collaborate successfully to ensure consistent and accurate assessments of learning against national standards, and the positive activities that the children engage in to achieve success and contribute effectively to the school and the local community. This is developing children's confidence and skills for learning, life and work. As link officer who works closely with the school, it's clear to see this highly positive report is especially poignant for the acting head teacher and all the staff who work very hard in the school. The report references only one area of improvement, which has already been included in the improvement planning. It's not something new, but endorsement from the inspectors where the senior leaders and teachers should continue to focus on raising attainment in literacy and numeracy, ensuring that every child makes the best possible progress in their learning. All inspectors involved in the process were confident that South Park Primary School Nursery have the capacity to continue to improve, and therefore will make no return visits in connection with these reports. I'm now going to hand you over to Yvonne, acting head teacher, who will share a few of her highlights from the reports.
Thank you, Leanne. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with you some of the positives that came from our recent HMIE inspection. As a school community, we're absolutely delighted that the values, the hard work of our children, staff, parents and community have been acknowledged. Firstly, the inspection report highlights the positive, caring, nurturing relationships between children and staff across the school, which ensures our pupils learn in an inclusive and welcome learning community. We believe that high quality learning and teaching should be at the heart of all we do. The report clearly highlights the many positive elements that we're seeing across the school in this core business of learning and teaching. All teaching staff are committed to making improvements to their practice through high quality and ongoing professional development. This was demonstrated through the highly effective approaches to learning and teaching which were observed by HMIE. We are proud that our inquiry-based topics, which are co-designed with our pupils, were recognised as an effective way to allow children to lead their own learning, allowing them to experience more personalisation and choice, engage in relevant and purposeful learning experiences, and take greater responsibility for their own learning. In our early years classes, the HMIE observed creative use of spaces, which help us provide stimulating learning environments for our children. Pupil leadership was highlighted, as was the fact that children are actively involved in participatory lunchtime, improvement planning, engaging in pupil-led clubs. All staff strongly believe that this improves life skills and develops our learners as confident and active individuals. We believe that it is essential that staff know their learners' strengths and next steps. As a school and learning community, we have worked hard to ensure our judgments of pupil progress is moderated and accurate. HMIE recognise that teachers have strengthened their approaches to evaluating the quality of children's learning, and that they collaborate effectively to ensure consistent and accurate assessments of children's learning against national standards. In South Park Primary, we have high standards and are strongly committed to ensuring important skills for life learning and work. Our children participate in an extensive range of opportunities provided by our staff, which supports them to achieve success. As a result, our children are confident individuals and have a strong sense of self-worth. Our skills workshops, cosy cafe and annual day of giving are examples of how we provide opportunities for our children to demonstrate their valuable skills of teamwork and citizenship. Additional staff funded through PEF deliver high levels of support and valuable interventions such as nurture. We are reassured that HMIE agreed that our clear and robust evidence demonstrated that PEF has accelerated children's progress and helped to close the poverty-related attainment gap in literacy and numeracy. An inspection visit was a very positive experience and one which has been very affirming for all in the South Park community. We will continue to work on the recommendations of the visit, continuing our relentless focus on raising attainment in literacy and numeracy, ensuring that every child in our school makes the best possible progress in their learning. Sorry, I was just going to say and finish off there. The committee therefore asks to approve the following recommendation and to note the HMIE reports on South Park Primary School and Nursery. And thank you very much. And we welcome any comments and questions.
Any comments? Elaine.
Thanks, Chair. Really just to congratulate Leanne and Yvonne and all the staff and pupils at the school on such a good report. And thank you for presenting it to us today. It's good results. Thank you. Fantastic.
Anybody else? Going to be like this today. Okay. That's fine. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Right. Primary school. Right, Laura and Sean, Gary, Carol.
Councillor Rock, I understand that you declared an interest.
No, it was just a transparency statement for this one. My son's just attending the
Sorry.
school.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, councillors. My name is Laura Mitchell and I'm the Quality Link Officer for Hunter Primary School. I'm pleased to be here today with a very proud head teacher, Gary Campbell, who has been head teacher at Hunter Primary School for the past 3 years. The purpose of this report is to advise the outcome of the inspection of Hunter Primary School by Her Majesty's Inspectors. In September 2025, Hunter Primary School was the focus of a full model inspection by His Majesty's Inspectors, and paragraph 4.1 of the committee report takes us through the areas of the school's work that were evaluated using the Scottish Education's National Quality Framework, How Good is Our School, the 4th edition. Those areas were leadership change, learning, teaching and assessment, ensuring wellbeing, equality and inclusion, and raising attainment and achievement. Hunter Primary School is a non-denominational school situated in the Calderwood area of East Kilbride. The school was newly built in 2012 as part of South Lanarkshire Council's school modernisation programme. At the time of inspection, the school was 204 pupils across 8 classes. A few children live within the Scottish Index of Multiple Deprivation Quintile 1, and a fifth of the children in primary 6 and primary 7 are registered for free school meals. The head teacher, a principal teacher and an equity acting principal teacher served as the school's leadership team at the time of inspection. During their 4 days in the school, inspectors observed learning in the school and spoke with groups of pupils and staff and met with parents and members of the local community. The inspection report for Hunter Primary was published on the 4th of November 2025. Inspectors evaluated the school's leadership of change as very good. Learning, teaching and assessment provision was evaluated as good. For ensuring wellbeing, inclusion and equality, the school was evaluated as very good. And for raising attainment and achievement, the school was evaluated as good. Paragraph 4.2 highlights the key strengths of the school as noted in the report. In summary, these are a strong sense of community and shared values. Children are enthusiastic, motivated and proud of their school. They thrive as a result of the very positive relationships and the caring approach of all staff. The highly effective leadership provided by the head teacher. He empowers and supports staff and children to identify and lead meaningful change. This has led to sustained and significant improvements in learning, teaching and wider school life. A skillful staff team with a strong focus on nurture, inclusion and promoting wellbeing for all children. They plan and provide a range of high quality support to address any areas to children's learning and wellbeing. Children and families feel well supported. Finally, the well-considered context for learning and achievement. Staff and partners provide lessons, activities and clubs that support children to practice and apply their skills. As a result, children regularly experience success and build a strong sense of achievement. As the Quality Improvement Officer for Hunter Primary School, I'm delighted that HMIE has recognised these key strengths of the school. Paragraph 4.3 references the areas for improvement which have been included in the school's improvement plans for this session. They are not anything new, but an endorsement from inspectors on areas already identified by the school. Specifically, the school will continue to further use the evidence when planning school improvement and equity work. This should help to identify and target the specific aspects that will have the greatest impact for learners. They will also continue to develop a shared understanding of children's achievement of curriculum for excellence levels in literacy and numeracy. And finally, senior leaders and staff will continue to develop approaches to raising children's attainment to accelerate their progress. As outlined in paragraph 4.5, inspectors are confident that Hunter Primary School has the capacity to continue to improve and will therefore make no return visits in connection with this report. I'm now going to hand over to Gary Campbell, head teacher, who will share a few of his highlights from the report.
Thank you, Laura. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm truly delighted to be here representing the community of Hunter Primary in regard to a positive HMIE report in November. As head teacher of Hunter Primary, I'm delighted and proud of the outcome of the report. It endorses our school vision and the development of the all-important values of being happy, understanding, nurturing, truthful, equal and respectful, which underpin the work and the life of the school and the direction of travel we're going in. We now know that our self-evaluation is spot on, and this is really reassuring and provides us with a mandate to continue to proceed with increased confidence. I would like to highlight the particular aspects of the work which were clearly evidenced during the inspection and endorsed as a way of good or very good practice. We all agree that the report captured the ethos of our school community and our positive relationships perfectly. We were particularly proud of the lead inspector's closing statement when giving the verbal feedback, which is not featured in the report, but it was a personal reflection where she said that she'll remember Hunter Primary for a long time, and that really did mean a lot to us. Within the report, there are many statements recognising the very strong sense of identity and belonging. We were pleased to read that our inspectors noted that children were confident to speak about their values and were proud of their school. Our heart of Hunter vision and the core values are deeply embedded within the life of the school, and all children and staff feel valued as a result of highly nurturing, respectful and inclusive approaches embedded across the school. We have worked very hard over the last number of years at Hunter to foster pupil voice and enrich relationships between staff and pupils and parents. Our successful pupil-led committee groups lead school-wide campaigns and competitions that raise awareness and promote aspects of wellbeing. In fact, it was only last Friday, on the 30th of January, where we're delighted by our news that we've achieved our first Eco Flag Award, which is not common knowledge yet. We'll be waiting for Friday's assembly to share that news. Additionally, we pride ourselves on showcasing the very best in our young learners by celebrating successes in and out of school. The children are proud to showcase their achievements and can talk about them favourably. Learning and teaching are obviously core business, and we were pleased that these aspects were commented on positively, citing motivated, engaged and enthusiastic children through independent learning and working with others in pairs and in groups. We were particularly proud that HMIE commented favourably on staff embedding high-quality teaching approaches in writing and mathematics across the school, and enhanced children's experiences in science and outdoor learning, which has supported children to make further progress in their learning overall. Additionally, children benefiting from a wide range of engaging experiences outdoors and in the community was highlighted as a success, which we are extremely proud of. We like to think ourselves as a sporting school, with almost all of our children engaging in a wide variety of curricular sporting activities during and after the school day, as well as taking part in local competitions, which raises attainment and achievement within itself. This was another key highlight mentioned within the report that we were delighted to see showcased. Hunter Primary has gone through a journey within the short 3 years I have been head teacher, particularly that around leading the school's strategic direction and pace of change. And I was overwhelmed that the HMIE commented positively about how this is managed as a school community and how we use a range of evidence to identify relevant priorities. Engaging with all stakeholders has always been a priority for me as head teacher, and with our very positive relationships with our parents and wider stakeholders, we are all one school providing valuable learning experiences for all of our children. Support staff themselves were delighted to have their role in supporting learning recognised as providing sensitive support, and that they are skilled in planning and delivering targeted support and interventions. And to quote, there is a highly effective culture of leadership at all levels across the school. The head teacher has a very strong focus on empowering teaching and support staff. We have worked hard to enhance our transitions across school, particularly from nursery to primary 1 and primary 7 to S1. Our staff were delighted that this was recognised as good practice, which also includes providing additional support to those learners who benefit from an enhanced transition into school or out to a new school. Our own health and wellbeing continues to be a focal point within society. As we all know, we're very proud that HMIE commented that all of our children have a sound understanding of wellbeing. Our sound health and wellbeing curriculum is as a result of well-planned learning and teaching experiences, which supports children very well to understand how to be healthy and to make positive choices for wellbeing. Additionally, our children demonstrate an understanding of UNCRC, rights of the child, with staff ensuring rights-based learning having a high profile across the school building. Overall, I am delighted with the inspection. The inspection experience was extremely positive. The report has been a great boost for the school community, and I'm proud that the pace of change we have worked has been formally recognised. We pride ourselves on effective partnership working and positive relationship building, and we are confident that these strong bonds will support the continuous cycle of improvement in Hunter Primary School in the years to come. We have a robust improvement plan going forward, and we are confident that this will scaffold the process towards meeting the recommendations given by the inspection team and colleagues in the local authority centres team, Laura, whilst empowering me and my senior leadership team to lead school improvement that fits our context. These have been great support prior to and during the inspection visit, and we would like to publicly thank them for their professional input, their pastoral care and just their general support. Thank you all for the opportunity to share an inspection experience with elected members, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Gary. This is such a positive HMI report. We are all very pleased in the education community, and that includes our new Executive Director of Education. Committee is therefore asked to approve the following recommendation to note the HMIE report on Hunter Primary School. Thank you, and we welcome any comments or questions.
Right. Comments or questions? Gladys.
Thanks, Chair. I'd like to congratulate Hunter Primary School on an excellent Education Inspectorate report. I mean, achieving very good on both leadership of change and ensuring well-being, equity and inclusion, which are quite close to my heart, is a clear reflection on major strengths in the school and a high standard of provision. And the good evaluations for learning, teaching, assessment and for raising attainment and achievement show important strengths are clear areas where you're continuing to develop. I think overall it's a very positive report for Hunter, and I just want to thank the head teacher, the staff, the pupils for all their hard work and dedication, and they should all be extremely proud. Thank you.
Anybody else? Graham. Richard.
Councillor Scott, you're going to be muted.
Graham, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Right, sorry about that. Technical problems. I've been having them all day. My apologies. Very similar to Councillor Ferguson, Will, I can congratulate Gary, his amazing staff and the pupils of Hunter Primary School for a superb report from the HMIE Inspectorate. It doesn't really tell us what we didn't know already, that this is a superb school, superbly led, and is deserving of all the accolades that has been given in this report. So once again, congratulations to Gary, his staff and management team and everyone involved with Hunter Primary School. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Graham. Yes.
Yep, as it's a report for noting, I think I can say I'm okay to speak. So it was just to say congratulations to the whole team, because I know it is a whole team approach, and everybody involved for all the different excellent areas and the continuous improvement that you're always striving to do. So thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you for that. Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. To Jane. Rich. So presentation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, councillors. My name is Nicola Bolton and I'm Deputy Chief Executive of Roots of Our South, and I'm delighted to be with you today. I'm joined by my colleague Julie Davison, Operations Manager, who I will swiftly hand you over to because she's doing today's presentation.
Thank you, Nicola. So today I'm going to have a presentation on the special year that we've had at Roots to Work South as we've celebrated our 20th birthday. So today's focus is on the 20 years of delivering a lasting impact. Next slide, please. For the last 20 years at Roots to Work South, we focus on alleviating poverty by supporting the people of South Lanarkshire to progress into sustainable employment, whilst also supporting local businesses grow and develop. As an arm's length external organisation of South Lanarkshire Council, Roots to Work South continues to provide best value through the delivery of community-based services, which are closely aligned to various council strategies, including the 2022 to 2027 Connect Plan and the Child Poverty Action Plan. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Our journey over the last 20 years has been one of remarkable progress with many key achievements, and some of these have included establishing a strong delivery footprint across South Lanarkshire through the creation of centralised hubs in each of the 4 main localities, developing and delivering services in conjunction with our partners to support marginalised client groups, winning multiple awards, including the Regional Best Recruitment Business Award in July, and most recently, which is not noted up there, the prestigious SURF Award for removing barriers to employability. We've also secured over £8 million of alternative funding to support the creation of new and additional services within South Lanarkshire, and throughout it all, Roots to Work has assumed the role of the honest broker while connecting opportunity with need. Next slide, please. The Roots to Work South has been making a difference to local people since 2005, and over the last 20 years, we have provided support to over 36,000 South Lanarkshire residents. Our investment in the infrastructure has enabled us to provide quality facilities that improve access to services for local residents. That investment of over £8 million has enabled us to train 19,000 local people to meet labour market demands. And over 17,000 of those people supported by Roots to Work South have moved into employment, and that equates to 3 people moving into employment every single day, highlighting the scale and the impact of this achievement. Next slide, please. For more than 10 years, South Lanarkshire, highlighted in blue on the graph, has consistently been the best performing local authority across the Glasgow City region, and Roots to Work South's achievements have been a key part of this contribution to the high levels of positive outcomes and improved school leaver destinations. Next slide, please. We recognise that post-pandemic, our operating environment has changed significantly, and I'm sure you will all agree with that. And in the last few years, investment in employability in Scotland has reduced by 23%. In stark contrast of that, there has been an increase, a substantial increase in economic inactivity and people seeking health-related benefits, resulting in increased welfare spending. This growing imbalance continues to represent many challenges, including reduced pathways into employment, increased public spending, increased poverty, skill shortages, and increased inequality and reduced business growth. In response to that, we considered how we could remain focused on our purpose of alleviating poverty whilst continuing to respond to local needs. And in doing so, we created What I Need in Life. Next slide, please. With economic activity at its highest since 2004, with welfare spending projected to increase to 100 billion per annum by 2030, and national data reinforces the need for innovative, joined-up approaches. And our project and service one offers this through early engagement at a community level, offering holistic support and a lifeline of coordinated wraparound support for those that need it most and not engaging in services. The service was launched in October 2024 and it was self-funded by Routes to Work South, covering 2 SIMD areas, Rutherglen and Blantyre. It was co-designed with clients. It adopts a whole person approach, incorporating physical, emotional, mental and social aspects while removing barriers to progression and enabling participation through collaborative working in our established network of partners. We can't do it alone. The WIN project is delivered by our very successful community wellbeing advisors who offer that personalised, non-clinical support to help our clients overcome barriers, reduce isolation, build up trust and empower them to take positive steps, to make connections and achieve long-term change. Next slide, please. As you can see, the pilot phase has delivered positive results, proving that this type of innovative, person-centred, needs-led intervention can address non-engagement, remove barriers and positively change lives. In July 2025, the Scottish Government visited us at Routes to Work South and they learned more about the WIN model, and it sparked a lot of discussions about how the WIN approach can be delivered at scale and replicated in other local authority areas as a model of good practice. And owing to the success of the pilot and with the support of South Lanarkshire Council, we are now preparing to roll out the service to other areas of South Lanarkshire. In addition, we're also progressing the development of WIN Rural, which will include a strong subsector partnership delivery model, including Routes to Work South, Baslan, Clydesdale Community Initiatives and Healthy Valleys. We are very proud of WIN at Routes to Work South, and it does continue to have a profound impact on the clients that are participating in the project. And it was recently recognised in December 2025 when the project was announced as the winner in removing barriers to employability category by the Deputy First Minister at the start annual awards dinner. I'm very incredibly proud of that achievement. Next slide, please. Looking ahead, our focus is on strengthening pathways into work, investing in people and infrastructure, which includes the creation of our Youth Wellbeing Employability Hub in Campus Line, which we've named the Pod, offering pathways, opportunities and development. The hub has been created in our newly refurbished Campus Line office, offering a safe place to those residents in Campus Line as a solution to the closure of Campus Line Job Centre, and is working in partnership with communities to develop innovative services and tackle poverty, ensuring South Lanarkshire continues to thrive. Next slide, please. Thank you very much for listening and for the opportunity to speak to you all. I'll open the floor for any questions or comments. Thank you.
Any comments, anybody? Gladys.
Thanks, Chair. The stats in the WIN pilot impact were absolutely amazing, and particularly the 70% of the people involved, it improved their confidence and their self-belief. That's quite special. Thank you very much. It was a good presentation.
Thank you. Anybody else? Sophie.
Thanks, Chair. And I suppose just thank you for the presentation. I've had the apologies for not being in there in person. I think myself and a number of others have had a meeting in the council buildings today, and it wouldn't have been feasible to get from Hamilton to East Kilbride, and guarantee would be there on time. So I'd much rather be in the building to see you. But I just wanted to say I've had the sort of benefit of being able to see Routes to Work South kind of on location at down in Rutherglen to see the work that they do. There's a point that's made in that report that I think I'm not going to expect them to comment on, or anyone to comment on, but for everyone just to bear in mind. There has been a reduction in employability spend across the country, and there has also been that increase in economic inactivity. And people can debate correlation and causation, but I think that is very significant. So I think it's important that was part of your, you said there at the outset of your presentation. But really for me, I just want to make sure that all councillors are aware, and Routes to Work South, I'm more than happy to share this information through all my experience with them, really of the amazing work that they do. And I have to say, is leader of the council, I think they're a very, very valuable partner to South Lanarkshire Council. Thanks.
Thanks, Sean. Anybody else? Jenny.
Hi there, thank you, Chair. I'll just make this very brief. I just like to say thank you for all the work you do and instilling confidence in local people who, some have maybe been out the job market for quite a wee while, or just don't have the confidence or whatever. I'd just like to say thank you. You provide an excellent service. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Anybody else? Okay, thank you very much for all. Okay. Dave? Okay, the next item is calling master plan.
Thank you. Good afternoon, councillors. My name is Holly Chris, I'm a team leader within Enterprise and Sustainable Development. The purpose of this report is to update members on the work undertaken to develop a master plan for Calderwood and Ocean Park, which provides a strategic approach for development and investment over the next 10 years. In March 2024, following a competitive procurement exercise, Enterprise and Sustainable Development, prioritising and project management, to assemble and lead a multidisciplinary team to undertake a master plan exercise for Stratford and Calderwood and Ocean Parks. In consultation with the council and South Lanarkshire Agriculture, design team were asked to develop a suite of strategic documents supporting intelligence within master plans and businesses for both Stratford and Calderwood, setting out the same context for development and investment over the next 10 years. In addition, in addition to the master plans, forestry management plans are also being updated for each park to ensure effective planning, management and enhancements to maintain ecological, historical and user experience value. Consultancy work was fully funded by the UK Shared Prosperity Fund. Section 4 sets out the details of the consultation and engagement to date, which includes workshops attended by colleagues across the council and South Lanarkshire Agriculture on a range of topics: heritage, woodland management, branding, commercial opportunities, risk, location and access. In addition, there's been broad stakeholder engagement, including targeted briefings and discussions with the likes of members, South Lanarkshire Agriculture Board, Historic Environment Scotland, residents and sports club
as well as public consultation events in both 2024 and 2025. The intelligence gathered from this wide-ranging consultation and stakeholder engagement, together with specialist input from the multidisciplinary design team, has informed the development of investment proposals for Project Line Country Park as set out in section 5. There are a range of opportunities that have been identified, including architectural interventions covering visitor experience, heritage and conservation that would involve the development of a new gateway centre for the old garden, transformation with the Ryan Plaza, historic yard building transformation and a new conservation and planning rehabilitation centre. Landscape interventions include active travel route into the park and the pedestrian bridge, policy fields, enhanced roads, wayfinding, lighting, including partial sites in policy park, as well as enhanced play opportunities, a new contract near the existing adventure play area. Infrastructure investments include potential infrastructure investments include tower, water, Wi-Fi infrastructure service during the park for events and new charge events. It should be noted that the delivery of these investment proposals is very much contingent upon the availability of external funding. Council will use the master plan and the investment proposals to actively explore and to pursue external funding as they become available. As the proposals are implemented, it is anticipated that the overall sustainability of the park will improve, supporting ongoing investment in other areas of the park over time. This could include signage, public art, repairs to trails, and enhancing biodiversity. Paragraph 6.1 sets out the council's details of the council for budget for 25-26, which includes an allocation of £300,000 for the delivery of the Project Line Country Park Master Plan and Phase 1 project, which is in this contract. The Project Line contract will be located on the grassy area at the bottom of the existing play park. Detailed design will be developed following contractor appointment and is anticipated to comprise a vast asphalt route with a range of features. The facility will be aimed primarily at children aged 3 to 10, accommodating cycles, scooters, skateboards, and promoting inclusive play, skill development, and family-focused recreations. Works are due to be complete during the summer of 2026. With that, I'm very glad to the recommendations set out in section 2. The committee is asked to approve all the recommendations. To note that the Community and Enterprise Resources Committee approved the strategic approach for development and investments in Portugal Glen at its meeting on the 7th of October 2025. A series of investment proposals have been identified to deliver beneficial and impactful improvements to Portugal Glen, which external funding opportunities will be sought, and to note that plans are underway to develop and deliver the identified phase 1 track projects. Thank you. I'm happy to take any questions.
Yes, thank you very much, Shirley. Any questions or comments, anybody? Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. Yep, the Calder Glen Country Park is a well-loved, well-used, and it's got over 1 million visitors a year now, which is brilliant, but it brings with it challenges as well. So I'm really pleased to see the master plan approach take forward a vision as well. There was a few issues with councillors approving the plan before the final consultation results were in, which highlighted that paths and path maintenance was a key consideration, but I'd like to thank the staff since then for responding to that and ensuring a path survey will take place, and hopefully works coming forward to fix the paths up and maintain them into the future will be forthcoming. So I think there's a huge opportunity with the master plan to work with the community in a partnership approach, not only meaning that will bring more expanded benefits that councils can't necessarily do, but that wider partners can certainly do, but also bring in more external funding by working thinking outside the box and working with communities to deliver on what will benefit them as well as the park. So all the best. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else? Yeah.
Thank you, Chair, and I'm glad to see that my mute button is now working. Very similar to Councillor Rob, I think this is an excellent, I want to speak in support of this master plan. I think this is a wonderful initiative by the administration last year when it came through the budget system, that 1.3 million to be set aside for Shatler Row and Calder Glen, I think was a superb initiative. I think we always thought that Calder Glen and Shatler Row were, to use the phrase, the jewels in the crown of our park system. And I think that this master plan, I think, will be very progressive in terms of moving the park forward, especially with ideas and progressive ideas like the pump track. The one thing I think it came through the consultation is, and I think it's very important to reiterate, is that the park has got to broaden its demographic, and I know that came through the consultation process, is that, yes, at the moment it's a wonderfully well-used facility, joggers, walkers, dog walkers, but I think we've got to broaden the demographic into younger people and to broaden it. Of course, it's a sports hub as well. So I think we've got to broaden the demographic of people using the park, and certainly the investment and the idea of the pump track and other things, the zoo element as well, I think will improve the demographic. And I can see nothing but a progressive future and a positive future for the park based upon this master plan. And I take Councillor Robb's point about thinking outside the box, but sometimes it's better to think inside the box as well. So I think it's very positive, and thank you for the report. Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, Chair. George Fagan.
Thanks, Chair. I suppose without repeating, I think you can already pick up on there's a lot of goodwill towards the plan. I think there is I think the point I suppose it comes out of the previous two contributions is there are multiple different uses for the park in different user groups, and I think we've got to be conscious. Well, I am conscious that also brings a bit of attention, because there are infrastructure constraints around the park as we want to grow its use. I think one of the things that came across quite strongly for me was the potential of Calder Glen as a family destination. Already is for many families, but it has that potential to grow. And so all these tensions are much more easily resolved if there's funding. And I think this is just the point I suppose I make to other members of the committee. We've got a plan, we've put in place a bit of investment, but actually to realise the various ambitions within the plan would require us leveraging in much more investment than the council can provide. And indeed, the council's got to look at how it can provide more investment in the time to come. The point was made there about how do we leverage in external funding as well. Now, I like these master planning approaches. I think they are I think they're good. I think they're solid. I think they sometimes they reveal things about our assets that we didn't necessarily envisage, that maybe comes out of some of that engagement work. But it's one thing to have a plan. It's another thing to have the investment behind it to actually see it come to life. And it would be great to bring so many of these projects to life around the visitor experience and around making it easier for these different uses to exist side by side. And then maybe just before, I suppose for the benefit of the committee, before I conclude, is just even at the very basic level, you know, I know that the ground service, who have had a lot of challenges, particularly after some of the weather events last year, have been training up their staff on, you know, to train them to use chainsaws and train more of them to use chainsaws than the limited numbers that did about a year ago. So it seems to me that from everything from the big strategic interventions we can make to develop the park to the very kind of what would you call it, the kind of day-to-day interventions we can make to provide a more resilient service, we're going in the right direction and we've got a lot more capacity to grow. But one of the things that would make it easier to manage these tensions that there are amongst the different user groups who have all got, you know, legitimate demands and expectations is investment. I mean, that's something for people maybe to reflect on in the weeks ahead. not just for us as a local authority, but also to how do we leverage in investments from some of those other partners. But thanks, and thank you to the team for all the work that they've done so far.
Thank you. Anybody else? Thanks, you can have it.
Everyone, my name is Kathy and I'm the AIS manager of the East Kilbride office. I'm here today to give what will be a short update on the estate management budget as part of the participatory budgeting in the East Kilbride area. As members know, the estate approved their budget totals £40,000 per annum, split across the four divisions of our authority. Each local house management team can use their share of the budget for small projects or improvements highlighted by residents. So the projects are chosen based on residents' feedback, the impact they will have and whether the work is achievable within the budget. This year we funded 4 projects in total. I would acknowledge that 3 of those 4 projects are around waste management, and whilst these projects might seem small and a much larger scale issue, improving waste management has a big impact. Overflowing or misplaced bins can cause safety issues, attract vermin and make areas unpleasant. We do, of course, work in conjunction with our colleagues in ground services when considering this type of work. The ground services are overall responsible for waste management, but this budget allows us to tackle persistent problems that aren't solved through regular and routine maintenance alone. This work therefore complements the efforts of ground services and makes a real visible difference for our residents. So the 4 projects themselves, the first one I'll talk about and outline is Falklands Place. We replaced individual bins with communal bins. Previously, individual bins were stored on the pavement, often overflowing and contaminated. The housing officer tried to resolve this with residents, but the issue persisted. The new communal bins have improved the situations and we'll continue to monitor the area to make sure that stays effective. That project cost around just over £2,300. The next project, again, waste management, was in Glebe Street and Stewart Street, much the same as the problems I've just described in terms of individual bins overflowing and contaminated, and additionally here bins were routinely being left in front of long pubs, which was causing an obstruction for those that were using them. Again, attempts through resident engagement and waste education didn't succeed, so we have replaced individual bins with communal bins, and this has improved tidiness. This project was just £2,760. The Money Square, again, a waste management issue, but slightly different. At Money Square, the existing locked bin area was frequently broken into and the cellar was overloaded and contaminated. We tried different options, but eventually we closed the cellar area and we installed communal bins just adjacent to the side of the shop. This area is already shown improvement and we continue again to monitor usage, and the cost of that was just under £2,640. The final project that we are undertaking this year, we're just preparing work on a back port drying area, communal area at Menlo Park and Menlo Place. The space was in poor condition and we wanted to reinstate the drying area to bring it back into use. So we're going to relay the area and build that with the shifts. This is complement the ongoing works that ground maintenance are doing. The work is scheduled to be completed in the coming weeks, and that will use the remaining of our £10,000 budget. So while the budget's modest, it does allow us to make targeted improvements where small changes can have a big impact on our residents. We continue to monitor areas to ensure the improvements are effective. Looking ahead to next year now, if any member has any ideas or small projects that their constituents have brought to them, then please forward the details to us and we will have a look at them to see if we could put that in our plans for next year.
Any comments, anybody? Any comments? No. So you can always say, there's something sorry, sure. Sorry, Councillor Clayton, just missed the sentence.
No, it seems minor. It is a small amount of money, albeit it's a small amount of money that we increased, and I don't see the increase in that report. So I'm going to just I'm curious about who is it that allocates that budget, because I'm not going to tolerate a situation where any of that increase has been missed. Every penny that is due for the estates improvement budget should be in the estates improvement budget. So I will take that up separately. But it might be helpful if Carol could tell us who allocates the budget to the housing offices. And then a second point, and it's a minor point, is that Stewart Street in East Kilbride is spelled Stuart, and not Stewart. So it's a minor point just for correction in the report. And my final point is actually just two of those projects appear in my ward, and can I say there have been persistent areas of trouble. So that it is very good to see that when we have that budget, however modest it is, that the team can turn around some really good projects. So thanks.
Apologies, I do know that Stewart Street is spelled like that, and that is, I have missed that, so apologies.
Thank you very much. Well, object business. Yeah. Community grant application and follow-up programs. Item 8. That's up to Stuart.
Thanks, Chair. The report provides members with a copy of the follow-up programme of business or meetings at the East Kilbride Area Committee, as well as asking members to note the content of the follow-up programme. Members are also invited to suggest future topics as per the recommendation in section 2.1. Members are asked to note the follow-up programme, and further ask that members please send any suggested topics to myself by email. Thank you.
There are 5 community grants, which will show you all the yearly grant. Just take all to note.
Thank you, Chair. This is the standard report submitted in respect of community grant applications. The report details applications that meet the relevant criteria, and the summary of the financial position is provided in section 5 of the report. The recommended grant was detailed in section 2.1 of the report. I would also advise members that the next meeting of the area committee is scheduled to be held on the 31st of March, with a deadline for community grant applications of the 11th of March. In terms of the usual annual process for dealing with any grant applications received after this, the deadline for applications would be the 23rd of March. Therefore, it's possible that further community grant applications could be received between the 12th and 23rd of March. I would therefore also recommend, in line with the process that has been used in previous years, that the Executive Director of Finance and Corporate Resources, in consultation with the Chair, be authorised to approve any community grant applications meeting the relevant criteria in the period from the 12th of March from the 25-26 budget. If members are agreed to this, the details of any approved applications would be reported to the next meeting of the area committee. I just ask you to please accept my apologies for details of this being omitted from the report. I just ask if members are minded to move the grants on the block.
Yeah, I think Councillor Rock was trying to get your attention.
Well, it was just as member, I've got a declaration of interest for one of them, so I'll need to leave.
Yes, so that's what I was just saying, Councillor.
Oh, sorry.
If members are happy to take the other grants on board first of all, as well as the process for any further grants.
a second, Jenny?
Yes, sorry, I'm having technical issues here. Yes, I'll second it.
Agreed.
Okay, and with councillor Rob then, if you could please leave the meeting, thank you.
Sure. Is that, will I need to come back in, or is that, it's more or less it now, is it?
It's up to yourself.
Yeah, there's no urgent business, councillor Rob, so if you're quite happy, I wouldn't call you back into the meeting.
That's fine. Less admin for you. Thanks very
thank
much,
you.
everyone.
I'll move the hours and movements. Association grant. Second for that.
Yeah, I'm happy. Second that.
Okay, thanks, Jenny.
Agreed.
Yep, agreed.
No urgent business, so thank you very much for attending.
Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Chair.
Thank you.
Vote of thanks to you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.